The restaurant was crowded that evening, filled with the hum of conversation and the clinking of silverware against china. Marcus Chen straightened his tie for the third time, his calloused hands trembling slightly as he checked his phone. 7:15. His blind date was late, or maybe she'd already left, taking one look at him through the window and deciding a single father who worked construction wasn't worth her time. He wouldn't blame her. Most women ran when they learned about Emma, his 6-year-old daughter with special needs. But his sister had insisted he try, just once, to let someone in. That's when he saw her, a young woman sitting alone at a corner table, partially hidden behind a marble pillar. Her dark hair fell in soft waves around her face, and she seemed to be struggling with something. Without thinking twice, Marcus assumed she was his date and headed toward her, his heart hammering against his ribs. "Sarah," he ventured, using the name his sister had given him. The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes were striking, bright with intelligence despite the exhaustion etched around them. "I'm sorry, I think there's been a—" I know, I'm late," Marcus interrupted, sliding into the chair across from her with an apologetic smile. "Traffic was a nightmare, and my daughter didn't want me to leave. She made me promise I'd bring back dessert for her. She's convinced restaurants only serve the good stuff after 8 o'clock. He laughed nervously, not noticing the confusion flickering across her features. The woman opened her mouth to correct him, but something stopped her. Maybe it was the genuine warmth in his eyes, or the way his whole face lit up when he mentioned his daughter. She glanced toward the restaurant entrance where her actual date, arranged by her father, was probably still looking for her. A corporate lawyer her father had handpicked. Someone who saw her last name before he saw her. "Tell me about your daughter," she said instead, making a decision that would change both their lives. For the next hour, Marcus talked. He told her about Emma, about the cerebral palsy diagnosis that had come when she was 2, about how his wife had left 6 months later, unable to handle the pressure. He spoke about the therapy sessions, the small victories that meant everything, Emma's first independent steps, her infectious laugh, the way she painted pictures that looked like explosions of joy. He talked about the fear that kept him up at night, wondering if he was enough, if he could give her the life she deserved on his salary. The woman, whose name was actually Lily, listened with an intensity that made Marcus feel truly seen for the first time in years. She asked questions that showed she understood, that she knew what it meant to navigate a world not built for people with disabilities. When Marcus mentioned the inaccessible playground in their neighborhood, she leaned forward, her eyes blazing with recognition. "That's unacceptable," she said firmly. "Every child deserves to play." "I agree, but these things cost money, and the city says it's not in the budget." Marcus shrugged, the resignation in his voice born from years of fighting small battles and losing. Lily was about to respond when her phone buzzed insistently. She glanced at it, 17 missed calls from her father. She silenced it. "Can I tell you something?" Lily said quietly. "I'm not who you think I am." Marcus's face fell slightly, but he managed a smile. "You're not Sarah." "No. My name is Lily Montgomery. And I'm not here for a blind date, at least not one I agreed to." She took a breath. "My father arranged for someone to meet me tonight. Another suitable match, he called it. Someone who wouldn't mind that I—" She gestured to herself. And for the first time, Marcus noticed the way she sat, the slight rigidity in her posture. "I was in a car accident 3 years ago," she continued. "I'm paralyzed from the waist down. My father is Richard Montgomery, maybe you've heard of him. Montgomery Industries." At Marcus's wide-eyed nod, she smiled sadly. "He means well, but everyone he introduces me to sees dollar signs are a tragedy to fix. No one sees me." Marcus was quiet for a moment, processing. Then he said, "I'm sorry I hijacked your table." "Don't be." Lily's smile was genuine now. "This has been the best conversation I've had in 3 years." They talked for another hour. Lily told him about her work. She'd recently taken over the charitable foundation division of her father's company, fighting to make it more than just a tax write-off. She spoke about the loneliness of being seen as either a victim or a Montgomery, never just Lily. She told him about her own dreams of making the world more accessible, more equitable, but feeling trapped by her family's expectations and her own physical limitations. "You're not limited," Marcus said with such conviction that Lily's eyes misted. "You're probably the most capable person I've ever met." The spell was broken when a frantic maitre d', approached their table, followed by a stern-looking man in an expensive suit, Richard Montgomery himself. "Lily, I've been looking everywhere for you. Your date left, and," he stopped, taking in Marcus with barely concealed disapproval. "Dad, this is Marcus Chen," Lily said calmly. "We've been having a wonderful conversation." Richard's eyes narrowed. "Mr. Chen, I don't know what you're after, but—" "He's not after anything," Lily interrupted, her voice sharp. "For once, someone talk to me like a person. About playgrounds and children and things that matter. Not about stock portfolios or whether I've tried the latest miracle treatment." The restaurant had gone quiet. Marcus stood, his face flushed. "I should go. Emma's babysitter needs to leave by 10. He met Lily's eyes. "It was an honor meeting you, Lily. A real honor." He turned to leave, but Lily's voice stopped him. "Wait." She was trembling slightly as she pulled out a business card, writing something on the back. "That playground you mentioned. Send me the proposal. And Marcus, bring Emma to our office next Tuesday. I want to meet her." Richard Montgomery watched this exchange with dawning understanding. He saw the way his daughter's face had transformed, the life that had returned to her eyes. 3 weeks later, Marcus stood in that same neighborhood park, watching Emma squeal with delight as she used the new accessible swings, funded by the Montgomery Foundation. Lily was there too, laughing as Emma insisted on pushing her wheelchair, super fast, down the ramp pathways. The project had been fast-tracked, becoming the first of many collaborative efforts between Lily's foundation and Marcus's newly formed nonprofit. What had started as a case of mistaken identity had become something neither of them expected, a partnership, a friendship, and eventually something deeper. Because Marcus had seen Lily before he knew her name, and Lily had heard Marcus's heart before she knew his circumstances. That evening, as the sun set over the playground filled with children of all abilities, Marcus caught Lily's hand. "Best wrong table I ever sat at," he murmured. Lily squeezed back, watching Emma paint the sky with joy. "Best mistake we ever made."